Hello. Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the Road to 100, where today we are hopefully going to finish out the Cathedral. Now, today's lesson about focus is not focus necessarily of what we need to build for here in our adventuring and invasion build here. What we need to focus for is literally mental focus and mental acuity to be able to actually physically understand what is happening in the room. So there's no special techniques here other than Field of Thirst, Supernatural Blood, and Merciless Reaper all working in tandem with each other. Now remember, if we use Field of Thirst, we have to parry, and if we use Hoarfrost Stream, we have to parry after the second spin around. So otherwise we will lose Reaper, which at some point that really isn't that important, but there is a lot to focus on here, as this is a gifts only set and we are very much in the one-shot territory where as soon as we get hit we will die instantaneously, and focus state is only going to give us that extra 30% boost increase to our damage, so it's not exactly worth going for, but the focus that we're talking about here is solely meant to be how to actually pay attention to every little single detail that we are going to be going up against in the invasion here, as this is the most difficult invasion in the entire game here. Absolutely crazy how difficult this is, and it's going to take everything within us to be able to actually complete this and finish this out. So wish us luck here. And the Aurora fight is going to be a little bit intriguing to see if we are able to take her out in the fashion and form that I would like to. We'll see about that, but for right now it is simply a battle of the physical minds here to understand just how to get through this invasion, as this invasion is exceptionally punishing and brutal. There is no room for mistakes. As you saw there, we made a mistake against that enemy, and we will pay for that oh so very dearly once we get into the invasion. Oops. Nope, I want this one. Okay. I cannot see what is going on here. Okay, so we do need this. And let's go for this. Oh boy, here they come. Okay, and now let's see. Good. Good, they're both dead. Okay. Oh, there's the jump. Okay, so yep, definitely, as I said, one hit and you are down for the count. There is no retry, there is no second chance, there is no do-over, there is no let me get away and heal. This is a play perfect or die. There is no in between. So as we go along here, we'll have to kind of keep that in mind as we get into these attacks here and everything, because we have to make sure that we absolutely take it to the limit here for these fine specimens to make sure that we are fully prepped and ready to go for their attacks. But these enemies here, these are simply to just get through here. Let's see if we can get the backstab. These are always a little bit tough to get the backstabs on, just because of how their bodies turn all the time and everything, so it's a little bit tough. And let's go ahead and finish her off with a drain attack. Okay, so we were doing fairly well there. Now you will notice that we do have a lot of group activity here with our gifts. It's all about destroying them you know, multiples at a time. Okay, good. And we'll go ahead and heal up now. So that one is very problematic. So it's good to finally get that out of the way. Okay. Okay, now let's go grab our haze real quick. And we are full on Ichor, so that is great. Oh boy, okay. Okay, that should take that out. Let's take these out. Oh good, we killed a monkey. Okay, let's get Ichor. Okay, and we lost Reaper, unfortunately. That should be okay, though, for the time being. We are going to need another big Field of Thirst here. Okay. Okay. And we are going to need... let's just go for a big blast here. Okay. We might not have enough damage. Okay. Monkey, go away. Okay. We need this. Oh, and we are out of Ichor here. So we have to wait for supernatural blood if we can. Let's just keep them coming along here. Actually, we probably could go for a parry if we got super gutsy here. Okay, let's go for this. Ouch. Okay, there we took a hit. Okay, let's go for this. Okay. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and heal, since we got a rare second chance there. Oh boy. Okay, now we are focused, so that's good. We do get that big 30% increase to our damage. So we'll take advantage by definitely dispatching of a few enemies there. Okay, where is... I hear her. There she is. Okay, now we will wait for her to do that so we can go for this. Okay. And then we will blast her with that, and then we should be good. Okay. Definitely a ton of just mental ability there to focus on every single thing that's happening, because there's so many different mechanics that are all happening at the same time. And in order to actually make it worth your while, you have to really pay attention to make sure that everything is happening at exactly the right time. And fortunately, we were able to get through it with only 2 attempts, as opposed to, you know, hours and hours and hours. You guys have seen me in the past struggle on that specific invasion for a very long time. And so it is with great relief that we are able to finish it out here so quickly and simply. Because, and the reason that invasion is important to do is because later on, as you get through the entire area here, there is a point where you have the option to drop down during the point after you get the ornate key, or right before you get the ornate key, and it's in your best interest to have that invasion complete and done and over with before you actually get to that position, just because of the fact that it's not worth your time to actually do the invasion later on. And so this helps you simply get it over with and done before there's anything of consequence. Okay, and that makes for a neat and tidy way of dealing with these 2 fine specimens here. So that invasion, even though it is not mandatory by any means for the ease of and the convenience of not having to do it later, it's better if you do it before it's actually necessary to do it. Just my opinion, but that's how I've seen it in the past, that if you make a mistake later on, you will have to do that invasion, and it is very, very tough if you are not prepared for it. Very, very much the case. So, ouch. Okay, and we'll go ahead and blast her. Okay, and doing the Cathedral gifts only here is kind of enjoyable. It just really depends on when your supernatural blood is actually active. Now you will notice that our damage numbers are fairly high across the board here, regardless of what we're going for. But if we go for the big slashing storms, you'll notice that our damage goes a little bit crazy on the purple ladies. On everybody else, it's kind of like, it's whatever. But on these enemies right here specifically, you can see that we are able to destroy them very, very, very quickly. Okay, now this we're gonna have to try and go for, some parries or backstabs, just to get our damage output correct, so that way we have enough ichor for supernatural blood when it happens. Now we probably should have parried those, because those are easy enough to parry. There we go, there's the parry, or there's the backstab. So you can see how distinctive these backstabs need to be. They don't just happen magically, or simply or easily, and these enemies have a very, very odd marching position with how they go about getting into their attack positions. And so it's important that we take out these backstabs while we have access to them, because otherwise these enemies are extremely powerful and problematic. And you can see that we're having some stamina issues here as well. There we go, last backstab. This is why running a gifts only set is kind of problematic, just because of the sheer amount of ability that it takes to actually get them to play how you want. Okay. This enemy is so nice that she is actually pretty easy to read, because of the fact that she goes for a parry immediately after she attacks. Oh, and we lost Reaper anyways because I went for it at the wrong time. So you can see that using Hoarfrost Stream is a little bit screwy with how it actually activates and consumes Merciless Reaper, so it's important to pay attention to that. Okay, unfortunate there. We missed her on like all accounts. But we're pretty much full on ichor, which is great. And we are very high on our ichor levels, which is really, 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 really important for us right now. Because of the enemies that we're going to be facing, we need a ton of ichor to make sure that we burst them down very, very quickly. So we are not going to rest here. Having 5 heals available should be plenty, as one heal, one hit is kind of how we roll during this entire build here. And the entire time we're running this, none of this is really important or relevant. What we are constantly thinking about in the background is, what are we going to do for Aurora, right? Once you get to the end and you go for the big bad wolf, then how are you going to make that happen? And here we also have another parry enemy, so we have to be ready for that. As soon as you go through the door, you will be met by this enemy and she will parry immediately. So it's important to go as far as you can with your parry game here, as much as you can. So good to get these out of the way. And if we wait for Monkey here to jump up. And this is the point where when you fall down here, if you actually go down, you will have to do the invasion. But instead, we are going to skip that, because sometimes in your first playthrough or so, You might think that it's necessary to jump down there because you can get down there, but the actual way through is just over here. So it's very, very good that we are able to actually accomplish that without falling down. And if you do fall down, you have to go all the way back up and around to where we just ran through. So kind of tough to do that when you're being chased by an entirely huge, ridiculous, crazy invasion. However, if you choose to cheese the invasion, obviously we all know that at this point you can just make that invasion not really a problem by coming over here and letting them jump off the ladder and kill themselves. So that is, you know, definitely one possibility of how you can go about getting through there. However, I prefer actually trying to do it to see and understand how powerful your build actually is. And this setup here works exceptionally well because the enemies typically clump together all the time. And Sands of Depravity, Volatile Storm, and Hoarfrost Stream mixed with Merciless Reaper all make very quick work of each of those enemies, especially since the purple ladies are weak to slash. I mean, if you use Merciless Reaper, they are 40% weak to slash, so you're almost doubling your damage just by having Reaper active, so that is exceptional. Okay, now for Aurora, we are going to switch it to our boss build here, and we are going to go for a couple of items here. And this way, we will be up over 160, we will be up over 160 value of our defenses on every single value in the game. Now you can only do this with the Ivory Grace, as you'll notice here if we go for the Noble Silver, it's -9 on our blood, which means that we will be like 158 or so on our blood resist. We have a little bit more here, so we'll be about 159. We will not be over 160. So very important that you go for the Ivory Grace, and you keep this rocking as you go into the fight. Now, if you'll notice here in our build, we do have complete attention active, and so that means that we can try and get focused along the way if we use our Blood Veil. Now, the Ivy Veils are pretty hard to actually land a drain, so we won't be doing these at a distance probably. However, we will be trying to do as many as we can to break her shield, while at the same time having our charge booster, time crunch, and charge accelerator going. So that'll help us considerably, which will get us focused, which will get us more light defense, which will get us more damage, and as well as more defense on elemental wall, and as well as 10 more ichor along the way. So very, very tough here, all things considered, for how this is going to operate here along the way. So we will have to pay attention, again, a little bit more focused, to pay attention to all of our buff values and everything, to make sure that we are doing things appropriately. So if we do get her poisoned, that will be very nice, but it is not absolutely necessary. Okay, now we can take that, so we can take that hit there, as you can see. So very, very nice that we're able to take those hits there. Okay, and whoops. Okay, so she is poisoned. Very nice. And so we will go ahead and slap away here. Good, and let's get elemental wall going again. So that's great that it that is so good that it actually started right there. So as you can see there, we can take the hit, no problem. Okay, so our charge is over, and we do need a little more ichor here. And as you see, we don't have really any defenses now. All of our defenses are over. But that's okay, because we have the Black Greatsword. Okay, and that's one more hit. So pretty simple, all things considered. We didn't really need any of the build. All you could do is just run in with the Black Greatsword pretty much. Time crunch and a charge booster and a charge accelerator. You could have 2 gifts and an item, and you can basically win no problem with the Black Greatsword. So it's kind of fun, kind of interesting, all things considered. I still need that screenshot. And so even though we did have some good options here, the poison definitely helped out, 15% of her health that we didn't need to worry about. But all of these were active, and that got us the ability to get over 160 on everything. Since we didn't actually see it, let's go ahead and see all of it here in action. Oh, I can't use the tonics. Okay, so if we go look at what we have here, add 20 to each of these, 167, 170, 162, and 207. So right here you can see that we will be over 160 on all of our element values, which then that means that Aurora cannot hurt you in the least, in any way, shape, or form. So anyways, that'll close out the Cathedral here with a not necessarily focused based build on our actual gifts and such. It's more focusing on our mental ability to manage stamina and to be able to encounter one of the most difficult invasions in the entire game. So pretty tough, but we made it through. And thank you guys so much for watching, and tomorrow we'll be in the Ridge of Frozen Souls with a different kind of focus build, and we'll see you guys then. I appreciate all of the views and everything that you guys are doing to keep this run alive, because you guys enjoy it, I enjoy it, it's a lot of fun, and we're still all learning together. So anyways, it's a lot of fun doing this for you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.